do something a little bit different, and I'm going to use our silicone pan here, our little cookie bar pan that is on sale right now, and it goes off tomorrow. It's also paired with this cute little heart container. What a sweet way to give something to your loved one, or just someone special, or someone you want to remember. This is just the cutest little thing. So I'm going to show you a bark. Just a second. And I'm going to use two different kinds of chocolate for it. But before I talk about that, I want to say a little bit more about our silicone pans. If you do not have any of this, this is amazing. I love it because nothing sticks to it. If you are something, of course, now we're going to do this bark, and normally you'd have to line your pan with wax paper or with aluminum foil. Some recipes you have to put a whole lot of butter on there just so that you can lift it off later. But you never have to worry about that with our silicone products because they are 100% silicone and nothing sticks to it. Another great thing to know about them too is the more you wash them, you wash them with hot soapy water, it increases, believe it or not, the ability for it to release. So it keeps it from being sticky or tacky. Also, you can use this in the oven up to about 450 degrees, and you can put it in the freezer to below 0 and use it. So, I mean, it just has a myriad of uses. But as you can see, it is a little bit twisty and bendy. So you have to make sure that you're either stretching it by the handles when you put it in and take it out, or that you put it on something that is that's substantial, something that will hold it on. Well, tonight I'm not going to put mine in the oven because or the microwave, because I'm going to actually melt it's not chocolate, it's called candy melt, and you can find it just about any bark. I'm going to melt it in the microwave. And I used the top of my stack cooker for the white that I'm going to do, and it's done now. But here and I hope everybody had a chance to get one of these micro pitchers. These things are amazing because they have a 1 quart capacity. You can heat a lot in this little guy. But I put in here, I hope you can see them, these little red, these are little red candy melts, and they're called meltables, and they look like this. I got them at Michael's, but you can probably get them, most anywhere. I just happened to be in there today for another reason and said, oh my gosh, they're so cute. I have to do the red, because actually what I was going to do, let me show you here, is put this in. I was going to use, this is my white candy melt, and I was going to put, originally I thought, oh, I'll just put some red food coloring in there. Well, you can do that, but when I saw the red candy melt, I said, oh my gosh, who wants to do that? So it's all melted now. I put it in at a minute, and then I realized it needed another minute, and then finally it needed 30 seconds. So at the end, you don't want to be using it. I mean, you don't want to be putting in that for a couple of minutes. Now I'm going to use one of these from our Tiny Treasures, and I'm going to put it down in here. See if I can wedge it in there, because as much as possible, I want to keep the white on one side and the red on the other, just for a few minutes. So until I get my my red all done. So I'm going to use my silicone spatula, which hopefully you all have one. This is, and again, something that nothing sticks to. Nothing sticks to these silicone spatulas. And when you can put them in the dishwasher, and they wash up perfectly. Or you can wash it by hand too. It really doesn't matter, because nothing sticks to these. So see, I just used the top part of my stack cooker to make this. Well, it looks like I'm not going to have to worry about that too much. I thought it would be a little more runny. Let me check these. Okay, they need a little bit more time. And And when you're using candy melt or chocolate chips, things like this, you don't want to overcook them. When you overcook them, they do what we call seize up, which means that instead of being nice and smooth like this, they get very glumpy and hard to deal with. So you definitely don't want that to happen. Now here's a little trick you can use sometimes. You never want to put water in it if it's having a problem. If it seems like it's seizing up a little bit, add a little bit of something like Crisco or coconut oil, because coconut oil is kind of hard at room temperature, but as soon as it warms up, it gets nice and viscous. So that's a great thing to add into this so that it makes it smooth again. And usually that will take care of it for me. I don't have to worry about that. So that's what we're going to do. Now, every single piece of Tupperware that we get, just a second, let me make sure how our red ones are doing here. Oh, I think they're done. Every single piece of Tupperware comes with a little booklet like this. And in this little booklet are all the things that you need to know about how to care for it, the features, advantages of having this piece of Tupperware. And so be sure you're looking for that. If somebody's asking you a question about one of our products, all you have to do is get out your little book and it'll tell you everything you need to know. Now here's the red. So it got very viscous. Okay, so it's really soupy down in there, but that's okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pour it on the other side here. So now we have a red side and a white side. Okay. I'm going to get all of that out of there, and that's the nice thing about our silicone spatula. It doesn't leave a whole lot behind. I know my girls used to hate that. They're like, Mom, leave some for us, because it gets everything out of there. But that's okay. So now we're going to smooth this out just a little bit. Just a little bit, and I'll harden it up. Just a second, I'll put it in. But also, here's something. I'm going to take this is just a little heart cookie cutter, and I'm going to use some sprinkles. These are just little sprinkles, and I'm going to put sprinkles in just to fill in the heart. Oh, that didn't exactly come out like I'd hoped, but that's all right. Here, I think I'm putting in too much. Didn't get my little heart shape. Well, those of you who are a lot better at this than I can probably make it a little more beautiful. But it's going to put little hearts in here. Let's see. And let me try for one last one right here. So you can do that. And then I had some pink here that we could use on the red side. But I don't know how that's going to. Okay. There you go. So anyway, the whole idea is that you make a little pattern with it. So when it's hard, the pattern will be in there. But I'm going to show you something else that's really kind of fun too. So even though we did this, this is just, you would do this without the sprinkles, but I just wanted to show you how the sprinkles work first. But then you can take something just like this, like our citrus peeler, and then just trace back and forth in here and make yourself a beautiful design. So, and maybe you're artistic and you know how to make it super fancy. That's not me. I usually do lines and it works out great. And be as fancy as you want, but it comes out really cute. You get a nice design to it and all of that. And I'm going to stick this in the freezer now for a few minutes, and we will have bark when you come back to talk to me just for a minute at the end. So I hope that was helpful.
Excellent.